What radio program do you listen to? Is it the radio program of the year 2023? Ekosiisen Asempa FM.
Ekosiisen On Asempa FM.
And that's the radio program of the year 2023, Ekosiisen Asempa FM.
Asempa FM. Ekosiisen Asunyina etie. Sa platform media. Se unya na betna subia na Fabibroni bese, it's a privilege and an honor. Na yemu be so part of the inception of this particular platform. And we thank you for maintaining that credibility when it comes to delivery of more program.
Lawyer Sami Jemfi ewa ha mema na kwaba. So Sami akwaba ete sen
onyame adom.
Bibi ekoyi.
Onyame di ache.
Aso oba ha ache.
So frame me ache. Also so frame me ache. But the bia mejebre eti remember munko biti Ekosiisen and mama mo abaso.
Yeah, that's it.
One wo production team who did you oh my God, and congratulations once again for winning the radio program of the year.
Yeah, that's a power. We appreciate everything you also do for us. Monsomo kahona humanity me kweni mti edamonso asepa for the support and everything.
Obinye Ekosiisen nie Bonsu awo Asempa de brane mamba Obi som Oribo Ekosiisen On Asempa FM. Ekosiisen On Asempa FM. Ekosiisen Asempa 94.7 Asunyina etie. Oribo Ekosiisen On Asempa FM. Ekosiisen On Asempa FM. Asempa na bo Ekosiisen nie Bonsu awo Asempa de brane mamba Obi som
Obi Osof Obi Obi kasusu masema.
Yeah, easy.
But I must commend you for the work you did for Mother Ghana when you team in 2023. It will amaze you to know. I mean, Chia penning for Muti. I don't know if they will want me to put their names out there, but Minima Sofo Ghana, the fathers of the charismatic Pentecostal faith, Muti this platform.
Amen.
And they listen. Amen. The last time I met one of them and said, "Oh, Uba Asempa na miti, Asempa de Oana miti every time." Yeah, miti Obi, he's doing very well. So it just tells you the impact that you are making. It cuts across. I think people appreciate the depth, the dexterity with which you approach your work. Any nimdiani au brasi, any nyansa odi we adwuma enye nkwa no producers ne omo kan nyina ntie da Asempa fo ase one management ne omo kan nyina say 2023 by the grace of God you helped us.
Yes.
Mudi nyansa ni ndie ne nyame adwen through education information amode by amode boy. Me assure say 2024 by the grace of God, you do even more than you did.
Even more.
You've done great, but we know, sir. I keep telling the people who are around me that there is always a place called up.
Up.
There is always a place called up. No matter where you have reached, there is another place called up. And so you don't have to relent. You don't have to be complacent at all. You are doing well, especially in this year, election year. You say. Nyame adom ni nyansa ene ne homo Roberts now so to steer most of the conversations right so that the day or how ne abenini oyeni ene usu ebeba o mine mu no nyame be fa so na wa calm every because this is the only nation we have.
Ekosiisen on Asempa FM 94.7. Asempa FM. Asempa FM.
Osei
94.7 Asempa FM Suni. Ema mu nyina akwaba esan da mu nyina ase for your patience. And emu nim say because of the Black Stars game, yani Sudan a boy in faraway Libya. That game ended on a very, very, very sad note. But still, we have to sit and bring you Ekosiisen because Emra Akano Edoso. And we are here to bring you Ekosiisen live from our national studios here at 355 Fanofa Street and Uokokomlemle Ewon Kraiha. But not just in Accra, the show is live on a number of affiliate radio stations across Ghana. From Tamale in the northern region to Tikobo #1 in the western region, Jomoro district. Oko Tikobo #1, your station be Ebiamo FM, Omofa Ekosiisen live. And the Miena Muninas, we also live online, Oko YouTube. And you just have to search for Asempa 94.7 FM, subscribe to the channel, share a live stream #1, and also post your comments there. The more I'm share on YouTube, let know where you are watching us from. Udi eba yebebo amani baby awo hwe yinfi or the accounti yebesre mu nyina mutie ye bia wo de afidie ne to at 2 p.m. and you realize any for live commentary it was necessary because Black Stars and airbo it never was the live commentary Abraham, you know, say for us here at Asempa FM we are the headquarters of Ghana Sports and now was the live commentary Abraham. Bemra so say afei ye betena se de Ekosiisen atoamo so enne ensem ahodo ne gu apono so there are statement and counter statement from UTAG. There is another group bia enne na me kan won statement na ohwe group ni dia very, very interesting stuff and kosomo say from the silent majority of UTAG members. Silent majority of UTAG members. And they addressed the press conference. Na press conference anyway, UTAG for also National Secretariat issue statement responding to issues silent majority for the etuja. And it's been back and forth, efa insensemino ehon. NUGS, the National Union of Ghana Students, and so issue statement. Now, it's actually a press conference in the NUGS address and it was a press conference by the National Union of Ghana Students on the Galamsey menace, the strike action by UTAG, University of Ghana branch. And NUGS for also a consembebre, it's a 5-page statement. And NUGS for Edituja. And but let me get onto the phone lines and speak to the president of NUGS on some of the issues Omarizi at the press conference. And Chairman Opon Daniel, NUGS president. Chairman Akwabe Ekosiisen Suni. Now, upon to saying,
Yamiadum, Yatinkwem, Nanswe.
Yadanyamia si Bibiaboko pa. Edikai. Why would NUGS even interfere in Asempa say because you tag for any abain and enya NUGS there efamo ben.
All right. Obi medical and was wakonya ojama ne afa konya so achia mpogania student amuti offense na yakwe kubata inquiry additional for our maimu any mabunu huntutu ye no na ade ba kwa haye galamsey issues ya yede ya no to mi na ya ngina ya nda ndwene hoda se empo ye na teacher for a wo kire ade enso be se ode ye na disasem bo se the chata kakra wo galamsey issues ya e kan ho asemi on a normal day ye de nka kubata ko UTAG e kan ho asema any problem ba se ye de addition there ebe to line so de enu ni a problem because MPP so man betum pon a ade ba ko addition de anasa addition sem and I want to issue ade no so akoye ye ne mabunu anasa addition for association ade already COVID-19 aba be say yen calendar academic calendar be sina me no ka say yentimi si ye dada mu bio Inti se galamsey issues about na se sa de yen mabunu and as yen addition for yen addition asem esa to line so is going to further exacerbate the already distracted calendar na ye kan wan some me o ka say intimacy ne da dem inti de ano di sem se ene yisa ita betima ka galamsey wan so betima e bibia empo ye na school for nso ye de eno atom ba se addition asem ye de eba ko sort of ready na na school for the engine tum because me o ka say ye nuanom bebre flow founders omo ba be school omo be omo project bebre na atifi omo de omo nye ye nuanom bi so afa ye be school ya ka chom say omo ntena fie bi omo nka ho school ye mbie ni sese enam say ye na teacher for ekere ye na de no e say on ma school mo metera de bi to biom efi say aban enfant to ye bi nkwakwam campaign pi woni obi di nkomo ana say woni obi enyansa wo so bi na say nipa ni ntie wa asem kra utu ana mombi mbase ondi obi din kita hodie bi na se nipa na etie wa se no de na no di sema beto abontin se insise ba kom yenu bi se na mi di gu akwama hwe se bibia beto yi a eno ye em se galamsey issues ba ye nyina de ano tumu mpo hwe yesu a se ye ni nje ho aban ni nye ho bibia na se wa nye ho ye nyina ye betie sikro e de ye ho agye mu bi aban ni tie asem e de insise bi gu akwama na me ne o ka say operations are started koso it is a nice one young shady, and I bet to make Jimaka Empo or mining in a soon extra by so only this agalam say who umpen once and being canon. One count shade. Name of Mobeka will be. But yet it is too soon. I said, I discharge some of my moon and your day to so dear, and now for so stress. No one won't my moon that she be 2 point room and so be. When in any how I catch it, I say, among quality of the strike, now academic activities, intimate to us. Not so now. I'm quite conscious. They said, for example, can I acquire conscience of the country? As a conscience of the country, let's yet me propose it. And near maybe I am Yakwa academic community now. And near they want to say the book come a bit my boy, maybe be answered to you. Not yet the academic activities that to hold. Not yet what next year, and that's on for anything. Because I'm not going to say,
yeah, but UTAG will tell you, sir, what we are faced with as far as illegal mining is concerned, you know. A existential threat. Idea, if we are not radical in dealing with it, it is said, say, when the last tree dies, the last man dies. Now, in so water is life, and there's a reason why we say water is life. And untina oko desert so nipa be bring shada any desert so no. Because there is no life there really. Enti UTAG will tell you say ya nye bibia ehu a ebe pushi aban to get government to deal with the matter, a business as usual. Ain't desperate measures a call for desperate actions, and that's what they are doing. Monye nuntum.
Obi, the name I know the doctors for my mu, yene school for my mu, and input journalists are more to my mu. Piaga ten in the idea to form. A basabi, yeah, I found for a tomb for my menos on coso. I don't say you're school for it to my I'm any future leaders. Yeah, and I see any high end now say, yes, school say, it's never any and out for bedroom. Inti, send a doctor focus galamsey why do you can once and make us an end show be a bima. Aside issues are galamsey the mine, or more hospitals do, which you may not near my new essay or mine. Internet, I can say, UTAG, and fancy say, and near my penny a person, the Digua Command, and after a fine extra who a Dimujuma. By the academic activities that to hold and near me, no says, yeah, a school for innocent students on a normal day, so much and this woman not to feel money she yet. I say, Galamsey, near me, no say, essay, academic calendar essay, at the some air basa or mine, and yes, I can't.
Now, at the time, UTAG, a declare, and as we speak, let's put it in perspective, as we speak, no. UTAG branch or declare strike, University of Ghana branch Nenkwa. Hello, Mr. President, Otemenka. Nami Busa say UTAG branch declare strike, University of Ghana branch Nenkwa na.
Initially, in a report from the University of Ghana on their stand.
Okay.
And tell them so almost 77.65% per their voting.
Sure.
The whole UTAG community now would have to go on strike. Initially, the University of Ghana campus and the press conference they address it directly to them. But upon the voting, I'm saying a unanimous decision now. UTAG community is just a minor group of the UTAG community now. Now, majority of the UTAG group more now vote with the 77.65% now
voted for the strike action.
Now,
at the time, Anna Omu take his decision. Na student move school, and Anna Mama Quine, which is last week. Yana Mama Quine and Anna move school.
But medical academic calendar na say nti school na be school fee.
Okay, it meaning say Omu ewo school no because of the strike action they are stranded, right?
They are stranded. Na Omu mu fie no so na Omu bia no nti time na so anka say nyina e ba school. Na university ni be release yasesa emena e dibedie nti bi ntena fie na three UTAG community ni make decision and after the matter back.
But you make the point in most statement, no say UTAG's core mandate is to serve the academic and professional needs of students. By choosing to go on strike, UTAG sacrifices the well-being and future of their students, which is unacceptable. While we agree that the Galamsey issue is a national concern, we all agree. Okay, students should not bear the brunt of a politically charged action. NUGS firmly believes that students must not be shortchanged in this battle as the education and academic progress are paramount. I mean, to say, sir, my teacher for decision to go on strike, no, a politically charged action. Is that fair to your teachers?
Obi. In our preceding statement, you can say the main task, the main so best yare for yare. I don't let the BBC or my own to mean can want them. Name say ye de addition sem ewo ye my about the court to say any addition sem ne kra tonten na abaya nye galam say no de na addition sem so nkoso o my no eno na ye dwene ho aye ntiase. Today the main function of the UTAG and the main function of our lecturers is say omo no much addition for de no tena bi enso etmanya nimdie abe nimdifo anase etima bedu baabi ama etima boa ma man na tumfo na se sa dumadi a e dia hye won se no ntina ban twa ho ka na se nei the community ne be ka chese ye dia addition se ma na se dumadi a ye ko school si e ba be ye aba be twa de ni na atonten sa ban an hwe no want to galam se hu niama de ne aduma ye ye biom dia ye na school for so ye trachi entimi nya hwe high masa niama bi se ento aso eno ntina ye gusu a ye ka sa asemi. It's counterproductive to the main functions of the UTAG community.
And that's why you believe, sir, the action is political.
Yes, never trying.
Meaning, sir, they are being influenced by politicians to do what they are doing?
Never trying. Because in our earlier statement and as earlier assertion, yes, it clearly said there's a group called the Organized Labor. Initially, no, I'm back on a strike. And
yes.
Buying behind what to yes. And now they are not listening to our buying men are buying so they and who reply Abba. Now say net so group now and I said you must go need a home and send Kayaba there any other na emu go back to train and free. So I dream point in I try and what boom see. They hire the brain no crack where in addition some point near they tunes and Galam says you are the I can't watch it. But say ye addition some at and ye who say Bibi said my lecturers here BBC because on a normal day minimum the entire as an addition some a
because in most statement you specifically mentioned Professor Ransford Jampo say said despite organized labor decision no UTAG University of Ghana branch in Kwaka so they are still on because strike. Don't you think say no because of the unanimous decision and UTAG national take it no want to take his position no.
And say initially now the UTAG community didn't take an abrupt decision say almost so called strike.
Okay.
We felt it was standing out from the decision the University of Ghana UTAG took because the one say organized labor in Asia you know no akobenkuram say ni ebeye and I said but I say the see any so nti senkabaya anka on hwede e na me na okasenke nyina akwa ya so de hu betim chinchire se adan na me nyina bi se ekoso men organized labor yen NUGS any jumed omo ka bi o nyina se aban enfa nyuma ba ku mienu se engu akwam na timbo mi yenyi galamse hu ansem frio saban yen hwe han na so anka on hwede a en ye nyina ikaka se na fie because I ade e high pa but na me na okasai aban ne de akonse nyama ka gu nkata so a wasati di wuduma a no nti e ma organized labor e call of their strike organized labor inso UTAG e wo mu bi it is the quality of the strike there any other ntina e mu ba ko atwe ne ho afiri wo se the aban de aba no enye no no obedi so no way ni ho afiri nti we ni ya
in the demands for mu teachers ne say omo and stop strike action immediately, right?
Never trying.
Anya sa den.
Ya city in Yama Baku mienu bi ewe letter no my call it. And you say a strong way. Yep. You are pleading with them say they should call off the strike because you want to say a strike now at this moment knowing ya. If they will strike on different parts they are fine. But say general this assembly yeah they better line so they it's unacceptable for us as civil students of this country. But some more ways and means the go about it, they are fine. But you say when say acquire an academic community no. They want to say your near mother brave media work in our suggestions quite suggestions say even here in a school for the lecturers you bet mark and one start buying excavators or palm of floor. Then so you teacher for so the education on the grounds because we feel that in a long-term plan I say you educate the community folks. In the school for you teacher for more researching on how to canvas this particular issue. Yes, you have a one educate the people there. When the academic community they may want to say yes, the Kikabu a bit mabwa. I'm here to make Sagalam say issues everywhere aside the strong decisions to sack all people to put an abrupt stop on mining in the forest areas and also among two in Soma Gudium. Yes, stopping now. There should be a long-term plan of proper education. I school for one, teacher for one. We say, sir, and say you can't. Yen Tambuma, you bet my boama and put to an essence science waba.
Mamena say, Mr. President, BBN, best ever be Mobile. Why?
The patrol said us.
Fantastic. Treme upon Daniel, a NUGS president, ewo Ghana ha, ono na mote nkasi eneno, dinkomo. Their message is simple. Say, when a teacher force should call off their strike and don't gamble with student on education because of some other interest and considerations. Inti, eno monso ede atuja. There are still some very, very interesting points coming through. Already, when say, as I said earlier, the Black Stars, Eko Akono, Libya, yani Sudan, Eko Kobo, second leg, Troka, Sudan for now saying 2-0. And then we risk not qualifying for AFCON in Morocco next year. And that would have been the first time in a long while, Yebo Nations Cup at Ghana. Into me enkobi, you know. Inti and also yen komoa. Was here sheni etimi. It brings sharply in focus the state of Ghana football. And it's a utiana wa drincha. Also bit me at their brain. Na yashaka. Oh, bit bakabi. Why not? We say Obi. Big congratulations to you. You are indeed a great inspiration to most of the young guys from the Western region. I remember your days at Sky when you used to host the English Political Afternoon Show on Sundays after church. You gave us authentic and intellectual news and political discussions in Takrady. Your journey inspires us a lot. Never look back, as most of us are looking up to you. Congrats once again and have a great day. Godi, or Colchester in the United Kingdom. This one says, happy glorious 18th birthday to you. Ernest Dancer appear. The firstborn of my loins. May the heavens open unto you blessings you least expected from your father, Emmanuel Nanabidi Akodansa Apia Esquire, and the entire family. The Ernest Dancer Apia, happy birthday to you. We say, happy birthday to Ernest Ziche Group Head of Finance, ESG Professional, Commercial and Allied Services, or Jospon Group of Companies. In the Ernest Ziche, happy birthday to you. This is coming to you from the Head of Marketing at the same company. In the happy birthday to you. We say Obi. You still have them and still hosting the Ekosiisen show after the loss of the Black Stars. Hey, I'm taking Rashid or Wenchi Banda line. We need to do what we have to do in the interest of our dear country, Ghana. And yeah, twaso ede yen common Abraham as we speak. Dr. Bano Abekansa ewo studio had it on the head of research ewo Dankwa Institute. Discussion segment. Because of time, it will zoom straight into a discussion segment. Now, I said the Nyoma is echo. But even before that, no, Mamimfa we mu intrim na fe yentie Nyoma kakra ewoho. And I'll read for you the highlight of statement silent majority of UTAG Omonso Ede Abba, and then the response from UTAG. National Secretariat to silent majority for the back and forth continues unabated. But pay pressure almost a petition against the recent indefinite strike action by UTAG NEC by the silent majority of UTAG. Na okay na jomo statement no UTAG members are assigned ewahane 57. But I think or more points really in the last 3 paragraphs, no? I almost say from paragraph 9, they make the point, sir. We are of the firm conviction that the NEC should focus its attention on holding the government accountable for how it is implementing the roadmap that was presented to organized labor, of which UTAG was represented. This, we believe, would be solution-driven and would yield the expected impact. We strongly believe that UTAG executives are elected to represent the interest of all members and not just some. As such, the concerns of all members must be taken seriously. 11. Ekase, we are by this statement requesting the following immediate actions from the national leadership of UTAG by Friday, if you are the day enemy. 1. Call off the strike immediately. 2. Constitute a team that would monitor the implementation of the government's roadmap to addressing the Galamsey menace. 3. Take leadership in inviting all presidential candidates, including parliamentary candidates in mining constituencies, to sign and publicly declare their support for the national actions being taken to address illegal mining in Ghana. We wish to put on record that our intention is not to undermine the effort of leadership, but to ensure that the right thing is done at all times in the interest of the association and the country. We remain committed to working together towards a resolution that protects the interest of all members while maintaining unity within the union and the country at large. We commend the Ghanaian populace for their collective resolve in addressing the menace of Galamsey once and for all. We call on the media, presidential and parliamentary candidates, our revered chiefs, youth in mining communities, the security forces, the entire Ghanaian populace to work together to win this battle. Long live UTAG, long live Ghana. Hashtag Stop Galamsey now. Thank you. And Osha, Omu Mudin Shasi, Edo, Ophelia, Philomena Alvari, Onu CK Tadam University, Ebi Ewo, UCC, Mehu, UEW, Mehu, KNUST, UPSA, and UNAIR, and the University of Ghana. In the University of Ghana, University of Ghana UTAG branch are at the forefront of pushing UTAG Ebeko strike. But mehu Dr. Hayford Ayira Kwadin wa and Dr. George Domfe Edin wa say omono omuka silent majority and afi Dr. Fred Boateng. But in response to statement way from the concerned and as a silent majority, no, UTAG National Secretariat Nenso issue statement. Okay. And even before say mekan UTAG national for statement no. My minute Dr. Justice Ado no ye UTAG UCC branch any enkomo. Enti Dr. Justice Ado akwa aba na pom te saying
Nyame adom me na say bibia popo
Nyame adom na me pacho wono oka UTAG silent majority of UTAG ne ho ana
no pre make ho
enti omo press ana na omo ye no oka omo a esan ye ne so bia na oka omo ho
me pacho make ho a ye sign petition no me din ka ho.
Oh, okay. Now, really, most mo leadership na nya adwen.
And Chemuni said, galamse, hawa, abeto o man yisono. Ya ni omo adwen. Yingina ya adwen ekobrenko. Eti ye mpenifo no. That side what the any money problem. Now, I say, almost the best anim, and maybe a chum say, almost a chair I drink. Say, yeah, who say a buying a one among beer, as to sort galamse in Seminano one. Almost a say, ya day, ya trade ye the go. Ya to a chair. And your cash there, and ya some papa. Name the age didn't say strike, you know, the last option. Say for you tax as a brander. Or my money na my money na you taking one a war. In fact, Nipa will be wo efa ye entity here and you know here. Ube hu engineers woman, ube hu lawyers woman, ube hu chemists woman, ube hu a teacher for woman. Eti de na ye pese ye mpinifo no edi enimu me ne se e kwan ben so ana problem ya abeto man so yen as UTAG no ye bedi enim ne mpo ya ma akwankyere ama aban ya ma akwankyere ama government institutions omo a ye mo tege se omo ko etia se galamse no na ya mo akwankyere na ya tumi atu eta e bema problem no ya so bia enkofa o half concern the emma man eti ye hu se ye penifo no ye no mu ya adwen se se galamse no den aban ene ankwankwatu ho anamo but eno no ene ye kire se den rule ana yen so as UTAG with our brand no see a play ye de boa ye dia ne se be ka se be ko strike ne akokoda ofia na da bi eti ho kakra no and let me say,
but my worry is, and also my curiosity is in the fact, we are told, NAGRAD for subjected that decision to a national vote. More members, no, over 70% of you, a votee, say you are in support of the strike action. And if somebody is sad, no, at more level, why then do you come back and tell us money mumpenyi for nyadwe and you are calling on them to end the strike immediately? One kasano sabano one to be
Milia abano de man to be now to a man to be no and yet wakaye but yen yan mo to ye no omo ya ade so omo kire omo adwen e bit to no e bit to yes but ye twe amanfo adwen ati no me pacho ye press na se mutie mu ye a ye twe amanfo adwen so say strike na ye kono emfa solutions emba ana ye hwe problem a enu ye tu ho atua na ye wo measure ye wo short term medium term and long term measures na anamo esi etu no as a group no it goes beyond saying you better atua ni akotena keke ni ehwe e say ye actively involved e see yan so de ho hyem ye di adwenkyere eni nim die ebua ni solve problem no na menua like echo anasa to atie ko no emfasoa a ebeboa oman no ene say ye die nim die ebeboa na problem a ye nyina ye ka ho asem ne de ya solve na se say what for strike what yada wo da dem problem no ebe solve eti die ne e pese strike action na akoye a lazy man's approach ye penifo no e de betu ye nimu a ye nwan mu betu ho aba eti no ye ye twe penifo adwen sisu ne say empo se ne papa mu a ye mu bi adwen cheche no nye say ye anda amanye omo nemo omo mra ne ye nyina ntra ekon ho ne ye nka say enyoma ben na yesu betu aye aboa ama galamsey problem ye nyina o ma ye nyina abaye adesoa ewo eto no ye betumi asolve no one time for all eti wo hwe ye press animu a ene other information a ye de beba ya ma alternative solution san ye pese UTAG for den ye tienka
yeah ba unim so say because you chose to join UTAG out of our volition obi am for so say ko join UTAG. Once you decide to join, every association will rules of engagement. In Momo case, you've decided say before such a critical decision is taken, it will be subjected to a vote by all members. What decides as our votes what they want to be. Majority akoto a vote say yeah in strike. And you now turn around to come and say what? Say omo amukoto say monko strike no. Omo amu nim nsema amokeken. They consider all of that and still vote as someone cost strike. Me too.
Yeah, strike kwambino anko ye no.
Asempa FM.
Ipacho ebia me amigire man to be. But omo two bi I be two no, I be two yes no. Ebi eka ye ho.
Omo two yes ni bi eka mo group ye ho.
Eka ye ho. Omo tu no ebi su kaye ho ana omo so a omo antumi antu bi no na me ma wa ya we say abatfo ni nyina ni person ye no ye over 2,700 but ye can UTAG population all the 15 campuses we are over 10,000 eti hono na ye to agasi say ye nka so omo tu ye no omo ye boni o ye democracy UTAG ye believe in democracy. It is a one no be akoto wa che na adwen a oho no wo hwe ye press ani mu a ye ka say processes a ye mpinifo no pass no e wa abato no ho any strike no ye ne omo any problem bia wo processes no le mom ye die ne say botaye ntia ye ko strike no oho ana ye ne omo e den enya adwen ye gidi say ye wo nimdie ewo akonya bebre ko a ye betumi e den eja boa engage government engage all stakeholders dan say minya ya trade ya go say ye wo strike na ye sori na ye dada mu ni ye pese den galamsey no e den betwa eno na ye ka say a lazy man's approach it is strike no protest in there they got it right we don't have a problem with it name the import of the strike and the GDP and penifo my back to the drawing board. Ne ye be more impactful. I be boa o man no am solve problem no. Eti honum and let me say then adwenkyere then ye differ from penifo.
And by extension would differ from omo nip out of 2,700 people vote bear 70+% at 2 years money or more enya adwen, right?
Enye omo na enye omo nya adwen. Omo no de enye ka say apart from omo tu ya no say.
Yeah, not the process. Yeah, process is what you have to say the process was right. But
if you hono o ka say o could be some type question na me ka say me ne omo nya adwen na say there's a problem with the process.
No, not the process. The resultant effect of the process no and say majority are voting yes for a strike action, which strike action is currently underway. And no mo feel say
my main two agency be so say yeah omo 2 years no yeah we campus ya and they are always in touch with us the benano even though omo anya abotre an kan ye mpinifo no earlier press release omo de ba out no na the benano who say emra organized labor started to move to an amount with government engagement. Say a buying and to an amount be on the cost strike. That time they penny for no, organized labor and and a charging and a to an amount. A group should be organized labor tax. Okay, you're buying here. A buying at the and you may be to Pukamu. Diakano, ye GDS, ye ma buying America Kanya say, obedient atemosono. We believe that the honor yen penny for no more problem with that now. Let someone buy and chain, they should come to members. Say, and I'm one any organized labor 18 years. A do baby no, baby econo, ye no more margin, it's members, most margin. Come on, my back. It's the now almost 4 years, you know. It was in solidarity or support of what? Organized labor. And yes, UTAG can acquire a solo or unilateral strike. Meaning, me think you say GMA, any pharmaceutical council, any other groups they bring home. A issue statement is there. Almost for organized labor and among much, you know. Then so, almost members, you know, almost cost 1 year to ma. And engage government and all stakeholders. It's a ban is saying you take the opportunity. Yes, yen contribute yen to Namubia, etc.
Okay, I'm trying to demystify this whole puzzle because my shamu statement now. Paragraph 2 and paragraph 3 makes interesting reading. Say on October 2nd, and I'm on national leadership at the motion I'm about to swabano SND in a correspondence, must state correspondence number ewaha. And you make the point in paragraph 3 say this letter requested member campuses to decide on the motion by October 8th, 2024. This deadline was given to member campuses to enable the NEC of UTAG to decide whether to join organized labor's nationwide strike or otherwise, which had been advertised to start on Thursday, October 10th. In the way, you know, a voter moye to decide some October 10th nationwide strike now of organized labor.
Very good.
You are making the point, sir. Subsequent to this decision, no. Time our organized labor a pulley out no. NEC na much we sure. And NEC leadership na answer amamun chain to vote on another motion whether Monkwa as UTAG mobile strike na.
And no no minia that point one no no.
Oh okay. It meaning say the decision.
Yeah, you see, there was democratic environment. Oh, it will be the 2 years show them. Now I bani panenchen abegi to me. Now I call what do pempen should be a nyoma assistant. A dear bena a best to say, Ubetan bani pan hotel, but be a nyoma could do it is saying and the econo. Minya minoka say. A fena, uche in penny for no statement or my release after your press. Almost say, I mean, admit or chino so. Almost a buying a beshia, no one a buying animal to a mutu. That would say, Tempo and Kayan Yam, not outer. And can you pay for it to home now to back, now to you, now to me, and I'm more heavy about to Prano, on my way. Now, said you, what taxi are buying, and I take what there's so much mobile. Nani panic one among. Now, said you, and no, I'm show good things. And don't you know, I say, Uba Juma. Now, what is she say? What call it for indefinite? And you are almost indefinite, indefinite strike. I think a hawker cano, I may say almost any year.
Because let me go through a monsoon response to Momo's statement, you know, and they cite more constitution, no. And so sure more. I mean, I have been reading the specific provisions on my site, you know, and I don't know how it support. But let me read at least now. It's here for you now. I must say, the mandate of UTAG NEC and the indefinite strike action. That's the point number 3. There was CNSA. The assertion that NEC acted unilaterally in declaring the indefinite strike is both unfounded and misleading. The strike was declared following rigorous consultation and deliberation across the various campuses of UTAG. As part of this process, NEC ensured that the will of the members was reflected in our decisions. The 10th October 2024 strike date was determined and communicated to the National Labour Commission by UTAG before organized labor's declaration. Our actions were driven by the urgent need to protect the national interest, as articulated in our September 9, 2024 press statement, which you are very much aware of. You may also want to abreast yourself with the UTAG constitution, specifically Article IX should be, is it 9 or 10? 10 year X, in the IX should be 9. Okay, clauses 4 and 5, which states, clause 4, NECA say, action by the NEC to authorize an industrial action shall be informed by vote of members at the branch level. For the avoidance of doubt, the NEC shall only make decisions based on the vote from individual members of branches voting for or against the industrial action. Clause 5. When the majority of members vote for the declaration of an industrial action, the NEC shall determine the nature of the industrial action, i.e. partial or total, and set the actual date that the industrial action commences. And I think a moment understanding is once a votee say you join the industrial action, be it by organized labor, and answer that the intention is you wanted to strike. And it empowered NEC to determine when the strike action will commence. No?
Me
too.
The can say, yeah, pressure, any petition, the choir, no. And the being why I can't say, you take neck, and you see a unilateral approach and a declare strike, you know. It's, you know, the response, you know, it's immaterial. And because they are easy almost used to veto power and that's a unilateral approach. It's a honomono. Yeah, that can know. And say, my can't share, but be I know money agent and to me quite trivial. They're tossing me. Who tell one? Almost says, hello?
Meteor Paradox.
All right. They're tossing me in the you see, young members, you know, Yatuab, and now a number 2, and a more 2 and a more. Now, in the enemy say, organized labor strike on the 10th, you know, yeah, supported with us vote. And no armor, so, and the HSA, and a more at that time, you know, not supported, and I said, a buying out, you know, then penny for no, almost a copy of it. Now, almost analyze it, who say, oh, strike here, Baby Quay, I am from what you have. Ya who say, a buying out and among Baku, you know, yes, and Tenutino, then some for your members no more. Oh, my, yes, it's a whole woman, I say, the decision to then still say, with or without organized labor, no. Yeah, to a baby, it's the back striking. A whole no more, you didn't say, make a some mobile thing. A basic your mandate, because and your master.
Okay, but when so say before say UTAG national, a day almost statement ebebano, no except a makayama we na Professor Ransford Jampo, say we no. Aha. So ono University of Ghana branch no. Ono ye den wo.
Oyo president.
Ono ne president of UG branch of your friend is saying of UTAG. Na waye oye post be, and I would want to read excerpts of that. I mean he He personally sent it to me via WhatsApp. Osei responds to the group calling itself Silent Majority of UTAG members. I have seen an unsigned petition by some 57 people presented to UTAG National and also delivered at a press conference held today. UTAG National would officially respond shortly and in a manner that would clearly set records straight while keeping the sanctity of our front intact. But my checks show that out of the 57 people, 36 are not university teachers. Many of the remaining who are lecturers have also issued public disclaimers, some of which I would share shortly, to the effect that they never consented to being part of anything. Now, there is no way 57 people who are not all lecturers can describe themselves as silent majority of lecturers with the audacity to give ultimatum to the close to 3,000 university professors who voted to strike against illegal mining. But some of them are our colleagues, Meba, who clearly didn't understand the issues. It would be fratricidal for us to fight them publicly. We won't allow our front to be broken by anyone who isn't part of us. We would engage them to let them understand the reasons why we took exception to the unfortunate behavior of the TUC and Clossack heads and went on the route of industrial action. We do not want to respond to them publicly, but it must be stated categorically that UTAG's indefinite strike, which could not be overturned by the less than 57 lecturers, remain in force until the neck of UTAG decides otherwise. Now, just a mono university teachers impo.
I mean, any kind and clear, Yomadi. I mean, say, this whole idea started, the Koba and Michelle, said, now would depend on Yatwa Berry, it's a given billion. But the who and say, yes, course, 5 times, a bear, and a bear, and 9, you know. Who said the various companies, you know, they were heated arguments. People are only UTAG members. It be about it. Okay, you have to start, you know. No more, you give me a chair. You bet me I get ABCG, account more than the strike. And the argument was going on. Make me catch what say, many branch. The platform are not the status we are forcing in our own. Then branch executive no almost hui. Now, Ekoba said members every worried because almost actually my dream said, yes, strike na ya kono. Say anything a bit na ya ka hono. And 24 then ete ebu mani go so. Not to say Argentina eba after strike, you know, and 24 of my dream said then almost any argument. Yen poor to start. Yen a poor to start. It's a honomono and a man about the various companies and for 4 almost shy deal time in the phone person, but you know, almost on the phone of them. The issue about I think we are about 4. I'm may I away. I look at one campus and he said,
no, but Doc, me pacho, my substantive question is no, Nipa 57 na mudisha statement na seno. Yes, majority munye teacher for.
And that is totally false. And I make sure I just say out of the 15 campuses, CKTUS, CK to them.
Yes.
And now the rep there, Nipa and 24 to say on my list of senior members, lecturers are almost share this our view. No, Nipa no I nya the message right. And you know, his list was across almost senior members, and the senior members are a Gawa and a UTAG. It's on no getting wrong. It's on the list, no, and a ma a Nipa and 9 aging by more only Gawa members, only UTAG members. And that one, your name national engaged to correct that. But when you have the medical when they say, Minoka say, we have developed an app. You're taking signatures on all campuses, and the numbers are just unimaginable. Meaning, say, everything was within the last 48 hours. Now, many who say the Beji Obia signature and Sunny about it. You know, say, and the idea doing. Yet now we are using a more reliable and robust method. They capture signatures. Now, say about and I'll be who the Padu Dua or more than my signatures. I say almost support here. But not yes, say the petition here, therefore, you move begin and the money here, at home, at the amount and 24 and Sakwan, ya out with our pressure. And you know, that error on the in fact, your name national, we are engaging on it. Those was an error just on one campus.
I know you see to them. I want nipa 4 year gawa 4 no.
Very good.
But you are saying say aside that 4 no, more amaka nyina no. More university lecturers.
Yes, and you know it's unimaginable. So we better say out of the 57 or emu 37 in your UTAG members. Where from this mathematical reasoning. Yen me no ka say nipa ba ko the same university so already UTAG member but your rep na ke so obona manye one more na manye odi di ka ho no the letter wa che no ya wa copy ye tu one more we felt say within the time frame no yes 1 or 2 lakhs is urban which and there idea we cannot correct but the bigger picture is that minya the enu ya wada and enu fiada now over 2,000 signatures are a bachelor will say and yet this 10 names and 4 names are which is an error no and a bit to keep the shine out of our stand.
Doc, Mama Yena say I'm running to fancy Bibiani a best ever begin Comobio. Why?
I'm always available.
Yeah, that's
we want the best for Ghana and some of us believe that we need a holistic approach in this what Galamsey fight. And not just the lazy man approach.
And that's Dr. Justice Ado. Kweku Sai candidate who or lecturer at University of Cape Coast and a member of UTAG or the silent majority of UTAG members. Now, I'm going to press conference at Nsembebre na etuja. You would realize from UTAG national statement omonso diaba NFA Professor Jampone president ewo UTAG Ligon ono so ne dia o diaba no kwade osemasa mono ya hwehwe mehu se mokra se nya mo nchira de mpo university ena mo ye dede ha manfo adwe nipa over 3,000 akoto aba mo nipa 57 per mo se money won nya adwe nti yentwa strike nim. It's an interesting developing story by yebehwe na afei yenya UTAG National Secretariat no na yene won so akasa but Dr. Bano ewa haminim so ye checheni in a university in Ghana. I don't know, so a member of UTAG there. But Dr. Bano
university in Ghana, Gempa. You know Gempa.
What's the person wow?
So yes. I'm a lecturer at Gempa.
Oh, Gempa. Oh, you're a member of UTAG.
Me member of UTAG. Gempa, you're a member of UTAG.
Gempa de mon joining UTAG. I didn't hear. Now say Gempa a public university.
Yeah, me name the history and some me call me name the reason behind it into a Gempa. Front no any membership of UTAG. I mean say it's something I will need to speak to Penny for them to brief me. But I don't want to preempt. But then mama say you who could be one of the reasons into a Gempa maybe might have decided say I'm join it.
But Sanka we a member of UTAG. And whose side would you have been? Silent majority for you and I say UTAG National.
I mean cheche fumfuna. Who pushing me to the wall say Obi I mean say the minche with tefunya na me wa ankasa won so congratulations me say me congratulations last time you share on na a busy time for you and your day. Sure. I wish you congratulations because you deserve it. You've worked really hard for it. You Obi me that say. Tell me web bisa no Obi. They be me try in front to Obi. Na ya me try man for say now the ya cast be anu atome free. You see say o academia Obi. Say o academia. Wo major strength the friend is literature. The friend literature. Near a man for aye anase esisi na ugina so na wo de kasa
Sure.
eno ne the literature no inti se ye ka academia obi me dem a child of South Africa when am a child ya pa child since 2018 until 2023
Okay.
obi inti at least over be 5 years experience obi betina krum home no obi men who say public university lectures and private university lectures are cost strike that say be a national issues be aba say xenophobia and I say almost galamse ne bi ho mu odi bia na me refidi enunti say lectures that be obi adenti no mon cost strike. University lecturers will not go on strike over and yes Africa or maybe or yet serious with the development muno eba academia they don't involve themselves in civil unrest because obi academia na sa abembia pese wo gese be enhunumu eni ni bodie efi no this so bibia no a the academia is the first point of call and this said eye miami nua eye doctor ekaye no and they say oh academia I was on no profess solutions obi na say academia no ebe ye no ho armchair no ka kire wo se ono de o tiatua na wo aban no kopɛ solution bra that academia quote unquote is extremely useless
Adentia.
yes because say na me kan no say aban anasa wo de aban to nche say obia ankrankram po obi say ankrankre say obi wo kra wutie say openimu die say open research na ye the solutions aban ye de asibibia no obi I can beat my chest that the first point of call will be a university. And I walk because the Chrome here no say Okwa Brochira or more the friends say research institutes in the but over Ghana ha ye nisa research institutes in the
Okay.
Most of the research institutes near when I the your friend said think tank NGOs. But Okwa to some Yamete South Africa na ye were research a School of Economics, a public and environmental economics research center PEC. And I'm a programs officer for climate change. It is any and be a for climate change or monetary policy no. Obi, ya me desk. A research institute. Obi, say in South Africa say a year insure utility insure cry pesi tuma. Na public and environmental economics research center one of the institute near yenhwehwemu say in terms of price no say okọ gotina ahabi also to 1%.
Okay.
Say okọ Western Cape also to be 2%. Say okọ bia KwaZulu Natal also to be 3%. Say anhwehwemu no obi ne ye bi wo ho no. Enti aban bia na say wiase obia wo pese wonyanim die no to me di bu oman ye no. The university is the first point of call. And they say Ubenya universities to send ye Ghana ha when your professors are there, some of them boast. Say your professors indeed. And I don't want to go into the nitty-gritties of one being a professor or not.
Yes.
For obvious reasons. But then if people provoke her, we interrogate it. We even interrogate how they achieve those professorships and their papers or matrotrono. Are they even rant journals? We will check all those things. So I'm saying it here because some me text message in the panel the Sunday owner. Is it some people have become so arrogant and pompous in this country?
Adentia.
No, I'm telling you.
Because he was also making a legitimate point.
For someone to make such claim, it is highly disrespectful of your colleagues. Sir, Obekacha will be said, will be colleague say, on your university professor. Meanwhile, send pana or Casano, Sebi, or no, your friend is saying, UTAG national president. You are a branch president, just like Ebia and Pennyfoyo Mushe, na Ebimusi a branch president on universities at Etesa would ye. So how dare you disrespect them? Who are you? On what grounds?
Was it disrespect to say members need be and as a Nipana or Mudin share statement, I said any UTAG members.
Yes, also over
but that's a matter of fact. So when you UTAG members, or when you UTAG members.
Or Sunday one or the facts say A, B, C, D
any member
or the Kanwana.
Debbie.
That is what I'm saying. It is very disrespectful, and it is also unacademic of the person who wrote that. Trying to say release to you because as academic dear, you speak to facts. Academics don't generalize. Say, oh yes, sir, it is an indictment on you for even to call yourself an academic. And the arrogance of certain people has superseded them in making utterances in this country.
I would say.
and we can interrogate them. Because Obi, what makes them think that they are pompous? What makes them think some way are pompous? We can also interrogate that. Obi, me South Africa no. Say, we are professor. Now we papers are what try publishing, and yet in some list of journals, ranked, you will never attend our professorship. But I am sure there are certain professors almost cited papers are not ranked in any journal. So Obo Simago says here, sir professor, some of them almost cited papers. It's not on Simago. But some people when they are so arrogant to say social media, ne other place no more kasa. They feel they just came out of heaven. For Christ's sake, they should humble themselves. Because PhD Obi, the highest qualification anyone can obtain is a PhD. A professorship is not a degree. A professorship is only a rank in academia. Obi. And it's a way a professor. It does not mean, say, ukuta higher and a superior degree than your colleagues. The highest form of degree in academia is the PhD. So when you are speaking, when you are writing, you should bring some kind of humility in your utterances. You don't speak to your colleagues like Sebio and Nipani PhD, you can't defend it and PhD. When we can equally interrogate you. So what I say, Obiasana Mekano. So it is media as some way they they speak out of arrogance. Say, omumbro muhwase. Eye asem ena aba ena yeka. How do we find solutions to some of these issues, Obi? So utie eye statement omu release ya, especially so kan paragraph 2. A motion was moved, Obi. And you cannot deny that motion. And I want to read the motion. Or say eye motion UTAG eye N/2 2024 volume 2/007 no, instructing campuses to vote on a motion. And listen to the motion, Obi. Should the NEC of UTAG declare an industrial action in support of the nationwide ban on mining and prospecting for gold and other minerals in forest reserves, farms, and rivers. That is the motion, Obi. In support. That is what the motion reads. And that is why so share statement now, it is in italics. Telling say categorically and specifically, this was the motion that was moved by the NEC. Say, Monkotu Abba said, a year Trade Union Congress TUC. Say, omo person would declare indefinite strike. Say, if we say abano into any anamo and say concrete steps biya, say or the best galamisiano. And based on that steps, no. Yan joining organized labor. Na yan to etia. Se na be aban na be keka no ho. Sa na ade a making sa na echiro.
Okay, doc. Homeso wo ho ne mame. Ma meaning komo we mra ne yentwa so Professor Jampo president edema UTAG University of Ghana branch. Ma yene no enin komo emra prof. Ye mo akwa ba Ekosiisen so ni. Na apom te sen.
No ye pa.
Any back and forth statement, a group calling itself the silent majority of UTAG, omo presser and immediately after the presser, no, react. I mean, in a post, you sent a message to me actually, and I suspect a poster, and subsequently, so no UTAG. National Secretary and so issue statement. But in your post, you made a point say, Nipa 57 no, bebrena kran shedanye university lecturers. Is that the case? Do you still stand by that claim?
So what kind of national statement now?
Yes.
And also it makes that ba out of the issues disclaimer. They are making me be a Binomo university administrators among university workers. And I been so cry the among teacher for among university workers. And we try to point that out, especially when we had the disclaimers say ban. Now one year lecturers and also it been so I say oh you can see and join the WhatsApp group name now we never consented say yeah, the sign petition there, and a petition so mother buy it has not been signed. The almost signed, and you know now I call it Bibia. Me didn't kind a catch a kind or maybe post the woman. No cost of money. One yes, I engage be no more an opinion. Now, I'm say, be some meaning just won't see a better that I respond to them because clearly, you know, these are people who didn't know.
Asempa
you two and a more, you two, you know. Now, I'm saying the morning, here, and uncle kind into a man. Now, given that some of them are our colleagues in internal, many people say, Unia, any Unia, a bony friend of fratricidal tendencies. When you can't see that, I just Unipa Bakuno.
Yes.
Fratricide, just a brother killing brother. And young person, you know, more a big the day our bontains are because if you know university a teacher for now the other bit is that again young person will be on your university teacher and now on kind of honor or baby say in term now I say in term and you know the point I made no say yeah bet we'll try to reach out to let them appreciate the reason why we took some of the decisions. Now, I think our front would remain intact.
They made a point, and I'm a pet clarity on because we are branch president. No, say the motion that was sent to them to vote on no, was in respect of organized labor. Threat of strike on what they say 10th October. And when organized, they all voted, majority voted yes, in support of organized labor strike. No? But when organized labor, they decided to say, Omunyang Kobio, no? They were expecting Sanka more as executives, say, okay, this is organized labor's position now. Should we go ahead with an individual as an association yenko strike and as yensu yenyai man say amo mohobio and amo declares our strike action?
Opening, I'm say, and also see a purely misinformation. Meno say, must send the marching of the sa neck at the mouth say yemfanko tuaba and at the outcome of the referendum. Nas maseni in ama WhatsApp and the share. Nothing can be true. The motion had never, it had nothing to do with organized labor. Now, no pay, opening now, no deal, no, my church, and maybe say, Sanya America, not onim. And Tokona, the fight against Galamsey, and yeah, organized labor for the Shassi. Me, maybe UTAG president, and I be back one, me share, me call for Bonnie say. UTAG young father and saying the year Kuntokwa and conform better no much you see some your conditions of service and a year Kuntokwa. Nemum and some me made UTAG long ago. No, I know say now UTAG was a countervailing authority to the powers of the executive. The issues of national importance bar one can be one and to say in Yemedia. Your friend is saying, "Efa or mine a year, you nothing for you in a bed, into somewhere around March." And I did see so before then, Obekaya, UTAG for bra flag as a bayi. So what he said, UG4 in particular, Yedisi Kakra, a teacher for ADC Kakra, a command flag victims.
Yes.
Statement.
Yes.
ADC command flag victims. But also, okay.
Mekai.
So, okay, yeah. Beyond that, for March, and you started to say, you can't, if anything, Galamsey, Unuga mining, Asem. You issue a whole statement upon statement upon statement. Evidence, ya can't watch them. Ya go abide the say, abide into an among year, yes, you bad advice, yo. And it's Santo Quanoa, na you graphic much. Your friend one I see a friend ministers and now authorities are ye in some then down okwa no almost noble okwa no almost noble enti yen yesha sa akona se no edu bebi aban ye se okoton snake ye koka organized labor ho you making sure say sale of snakes na ambaso no and na ye this ye proposal na start if match yes I did die organized labor
Asempa FM
monka ye ho ye pese ye de beka mo ho na ye nyina se na ye snake no ye san eye enti ntokwa na organized net use for the class ye ye sha ye de kodo omo and na se na amaka no ma send no documentations ni ken kan na it was the marching order to vote was a requirement from the UTAG neck. It had nothing to do with organized labor. Well, and you know, Yabako na yesi ekope organized labor no monso abe support ye. Ye do baby na mpenimfo mienu anya organized labor. Mpenimfo mienu sa se matira se o wa dadi no bese menchira sia. Mesa atira se dio. Mpenimfo mienu pe among them I can kind send you much order that we no now are we supposed to own it as organized labor decision, and then are we all of a sudden supposed to say esa nsem inform you no e bi ehwan monte ye ntokwa fight a sha ase de no because omodi ehwan monte you abandon it was never going to happen enti me check say ye nua no na enne anopa na me se na adage enim na embiri pemu a me the all the communications then letters I tell na se phone na ma send will be to we can
yes
in telling our people to go and vote we never made reference to organized labor. You're making reference to the fact that in some way abaye ntie ultimatum say their mama abaye ntie make enche ye kra be ndu wa manje kra yes I kra free aban UTAG nko a ye ko jirapa ye free minister wamba ye ne kasa ye behind the scenes ye ntiase ina me adwuma edu ono ni ho mineral resource ono boss ono so edu o wama enti enya na mo a ebinum etu ena yen ye de omo ne yen na etu yen mo ne ye sase ena ye call so omo
yeah but it's interesting say at the point that we declare UTAG strike no you referenced the fact say organized labor say omo de omo nkwa momo de mo beko. Why did you still link momo action to organized labor if the motion had nothing to do with organized labor?
Debut made the correspondent made the letters minim tie ka sente bia won.
No, I've seen it. I've seen my beer the names is here.
Yeah. And you know ya me can say me na me comment toka. Ena me se bese bra na beboa me. Na yenye ana edu bebi no wo wedi me hwambo and wo me hwambo doesn't mean say and say me ye nia me sha say me ye no it doesn't mean like that it doesn't mean that way in any way na fe so say America no in the marching orders from your friend is saying at the UTAG national
neck no
edema members so monkoto aba no they never made reference. They never made reference to
organized labor strike, no.
And you know, say Obika say, oh, a organized labor for and a kind, and the car see a beko into almost among cordia, and the and say, Yakwa. Number one, send your meeting muchron. The decision cry it was an organized labor decision. Many will say, one yet meeting nothing. I'm inform you, a casaya. One kasa wie na omo nim tanko ye nti omo jani jaye no omo na omo meeting national omo so platform no for concerned organized labor and you cannot say organized labor and they take that decision. The other bit is that let me say enko for any anu mo nim senya university church for ebuefu me say wo pa enne ye vote na ye vote na ya tuni nyina ngu the results the outcome of the results a bit seen here but near the national University of Ghana close to 81%, but me now boom all the 15 public universities it's almost about 70-something%. Me can quite say yeah the bibia kwa to
na sani ankofo buefu no ye ka se ensa nto ho aba bi mu a ebesen ebe over 90%. Okay, but the point is that and we have to associate the ma obia so it is not aimed at achieving anything. Then yes, I mean, besides 90 nipa for the then yes. See a person.
Prof, me pacho, mamen clarify BB Jina Homane Somame. I just want a clarity on something. I'll come back to you because again, NUGS for also issue statement say more anything against BBA or minor the state has been derelict in a certain duty. Namo pesa mo fight here. You don't do that to the detriment of student or more minimum school fees teacher for I'll come and pick your views on NUGS statement. But first, my many Professor Buedi Enin Kono, associate professor UPSA. I just want to clarify something. I'll come back to you, Prof. Jampo. Prof. Buedi, Otemen Kam Mawakwabe Ekosiisen Suni.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I'm sorry the birthday. But drama. Another year,
Mate.
The chairman here, Banane, Jampo.
Very well.
Now me see in seminar course no. And I quickly also may react to something. I'm say me Jampo and a pie being common. Now no can be say only a penny phone because I apparently me on me kasai. Now there was nowhere in the conversation me can't say na me nti near cost ase asa me kan ne say near on the betu jan komu chire mu ye a ke beti o ma se e no person me tifio. So there was nothing like say me kan say ne nti ase me kan say komu chire mu ye a ke beti ase
omu chire di adie omu chire mu me ba omu chire di adie mu ye a
what do say
omu chire di adie mu ye a
so come church near second voting be and now say the decision to go on the call discussion neck everyone say organized labor no come back any TRC year and can be say be a bedroom came do but obi mean can be say the second point I know can say yes I second voting be more in a basic component voting a bit more than that. It's not correct.
How so?
Any part you'll be about 10,000 membership or so. It move almost 20 that means a year 2,000 a year plus 600 plus and yes almost I think 108 or so. Now say yes for second voting be more which we are calling for. Say your membership no per se call another voting round being for them to take a decision to embark on back. No me can say me in say because so almost back. That is what we are calling for. Say Ocha and not all connect meeting. Not say near Abba Nay I push it say and call meeting. So we are never say voting be more.
Indeed, you are calling for a new
one group. That's one thing we need to know. We fight a common call. Yes, it is. Listen, say abano any go galam say your forms 100%. The cost for reclamation are high, so we understand. But approach the head. Only a mistake.
Yeah, how Prof, meba. How do you argue some way a mistake when the motion and the correspondence containing the motion was clear? Say UTAG members in voting on so and so motion. The evidence supports that. Nowhere in that document and the car say Momo strike action and Mokono. A incidental on whether organized labor and I say organized labor enko. The motion na vote on was clear. Say UTAG na mu decide say mo be strike and I say mo nko strike. And to come back and say oh now the movie say in relation to organized labor the no any adeno it's neither here nor there.
Obi. What's that? Call law school. That yeah, go be that. Yeah, simple cocoa as the law. Me. What by me horse 7 months Monday? Now they call demonstration. What they call strike? Oko join mother body to go on a strike. Oko a mother body no do kono. Say no. They are buying any Kenya na no. But here say, Timin Kobi. And we were expecting say, we turn your friends and power their man no. Technically, I spike based upon decisions say on Kobi. Into Babaka, Obaba Betray say, you call you no. You say, you Kobi. Into your back. Yes, sign your voting, and I decided see and casa on our own. You better call and I am call. To be a law on say mistake.
Yeah, but no argument, jump argument, they say the communication to you. Prof, yes. And to the Bremona clarify.
We will have to clarify. Yes, sir. Then Mr. I don't know. We will just have to be repeating our.
Maybe I clarify my. Maybe I clarify my.
I think we said it over and over, and the greatest of respect to Professor Bodi. Now, honestly, because I don't want to talk at him publicly because he's also a colleague. Wow. But Yakas asked me, and myself sent some of the correspondence to you. So it was, we did not say we were going to go on strike because of organized labor. Yankas organized labor and direct TNC and strike. The communication that we issued, it took authority from Yankas to me, and yes, so that is number one. And number two, we've explained time and again that organized labor never took a decision to call off the strike. So be now only enti anope metrete monosan yodin kan ka osem mu tirete mu yeti ase ye na me ka tirete ye tirete mu say me bae no me University of Ghana for me tirete mu kirom ye wie ye ina so ye kosia wo neck ye tirete mu ma neck obi ate ase into various local presidents and are supposed to go to the localities and explain things to their members. Oh, and yet say organized labor never took any decision. I am conforming no be say that to be organized labor's decision. And the Osei Eri has said that same point, and I say. Yeah, but
Prof, some conform me no we take organized labor decision. No, why no.
TUC penny. And me say, my church so who are that now per se me can I go?
Yeah, I think it's necessary in this conversation. The church
you me part so in September UTAG for the Asempa for dying at the organized labor said Mumway na yintumi and 5% to abine so send to me a two galam say September organized labor in Asia and your council abine Yahu Bibi is answer or more evidence to show say yen ye 2-1 among Bibria yenya mfasubi issue statement na se for yen team YBI intino abanye Yahu Bibi yes 30th September no yenina ye betu ye honfo ye take is a decision and a binding interministerial committee headed by Ura Kandapa a organized labor for meeting echo if was saying Alisa Hotel yes Alisa Hotel said Ukutio ye call ye utie yasemo ye bekanina no or say oh my 1 week now after 1 week no or the moye ebe brain as to what government is going to do 1 week ni chemu en fee 2 weeks chemu en fee 3 weeks chemu en fee only 1 month they could do 1st October no and organize the by na share e share no na yasam say senior aban enko for NC and 10th October ye nyina no ye be strike and ye kasa in I can't say about strike 10th October no na president Akufo-Addo fair cluster the penny TUC ni penny nipa ba ko bi ka ho na president Akufo-Addo ni omushia and the President Akufo-Addo outlining proposals of say or the good in Akwemwa ebabua ema ya true galamsey and illegal mining asset. What were the proposals? Number one, President Akufo-Addo catch on say he's going to partner organized labor to fight the illegal mining. Number two, your friend is saying obe ende obeye at the parliament ebia you monitor assembly and the parliament ebia omubeko na omako table motion to repeal the LI na a man called for eco mining room fair no almost and let the whole day maternity TV fi anapakosi enyumremi but sa no mo kan send omeko na omeko repeal sa LI no. That's number two. Number three, omudi asoja for ebeko bebia mining areas na omo say so na asoja for beko. Number four, omobema attorney general any chief justice aye juma abum na onwate be 14 different courts send ye be ya ombetumi handle galamsey matters. Yes, yeah, omoko sia President Akufo-Addo ya wada ne juada na omo frɛ ye nyina ti omo frɛ ye nyina no Joshua Ansa no present sa proposals here then e de frɛ ye nti o de frɛ ye no ono a Joshua Ansa e de frɛ ye wie ye no that dey make frɛ owura buedi ono a Joshua Ansa e de ekeka ansem we na wie o wie no ono a so say minuanom sa proposals yi de enkwe ni mu nti me pese ye issue statement because catcher by say President Akufo-Addo ne waka ne yate na mom esan say enkwe proposals ne nkwe ni munti and yes still no ye strike no ye strike notice on the term for no is still in force and your casa na organized labor wonga wo ina eboje no so chante omo national anthem ne ebo mpaye gu so to wonyum ewie ye esre ye fefete chetia ho na obi asore ye ene ye juada etwem adwade etwem mo ye se wie no ne benade anwumre ye koda ana ye sanya message efi TUC tani ho say oh President Akufo-Addo e de insise foforo aba esan say what is here say first in share na nkwe ni mu nti o de insise foforo ai den aba eye enhanced proposals ebeboa mi etumi etu galamsey illegal mining ase nti we de almost money na ase enko na yenko tie and I don't know me from penny for so when you munti ubakra kwanche omusi odabi uba obeti na ye proposals ekwenim na see you ni wukoda anopa na meme call UTAG for na me ka chem UTAG for munyina matu aba be obeko strike o na mom yes President Akufo-Addo ade nsese for asamba say odebeko illegal mining into no me kwa kotie tie kotie na say nsese a ebeboa na ba be ka kire mo. Now, in that case, even though you may have voted, then it means we may have to resign your decision. And I must say, you could do TUC for office for 2 p.m. You do honor and media for honor or TUC for opening plus as opening for Pamom so Monko na ye yanka say discussion. Yes, not yanka say discussion. Joshua Ansa paper bi fi ne kotokum paper ya type the da paper ya type the da obi ti wo say organized labor decide see paper ya type the da ya sensan ase e na oyi fi ne kotokum no start so kan ye da President Akufo-Addo ase why say ntino e na mo niema a waye ntino ya call off the strike and there was an eruption in the room obi ase na papa and then no party ya by yourself we see proposals for aba into ya by yourself we be outline proposals na discuss na ya dia tuma na se yan into ne take a decision na yakọ na say dia we can if you go to come dey fifa into no ankasa no why confused and na obi asori ana omo tuma na obi asori ana aso omo kasa na nim ye mu bi ne asori ka say we ni obi kuna so obo fam a ye mo ni biom enti omo ankasa start so omo pachew na mso so omo pachew dia mumma yenja asem na enka ne mum yemma omo outline the proposals na foforo na President Akufo-Addo edi aba no omo outline na yenwe ho na se beboa na eja yen sorry ne yenko call of a strike no omo outline proposal na afi omo bekasa samuna omokatre ye njoada omo ankasa mienu no gina ho ka se sansem no nkwe ni mu no sansem na no mo sa katre ewukwada say a new proposal and yes sebe ye are we dump sebe tafrato asemu a wakatre njoada wa wo se nsem no emwa nti ye mbongu no be katre ewukwada foforo enye de enkan na say we see a enhanced proposal. How are we supposed to accept that? Enti nipa what them nyina obi abufui obi be some of the workers labor union leaders no one sorry meeting na tukwa eja okoi minim sa what ya not for not omo sorry da okoi so omo de omo ntimi ntina sa meeting ya se enti bra na ebufu aba obi asori na omo kasetia mpenimfo mi nse aden na mo yesa no na Joshua bampo no every media font woman media mra media for buy no and na paper na omato thread da no wo mkotu ko mo start so mo kenkan ache media for no mo kenkan wi pe no mo jai na ho no mo jai ho no mo koy necessary ekoswa. Do you number one describe this as a decision of organized labor ombra mo jai na yen na ye constitute organized labor everybody was angry obi atwa came to me obi a ebuefu omo jai ho koy. Number two, were you expecting me say me fee meeting national and can member support to Namiko country UTAG for say UTAG ya call of the strike no mu bisa me say what was the basis then and can make it wrong enti me come obi to say number one there was no organized labor decision to call off the strike. It was not a decision of organized labor.
Yeah, but ansano ye hwan ya
onu ye TUC secretary general
and TUC eka 3 bodies are forming organized labor now.
The coming together of the various labor unions into only about
yes.
So, and a cluster. And you know, we were not going to be able to defend what they had foisted on us, and we're not also going to be able to own that thing that they came to read to us. And you know, not as a bet him because you bet him your constituents at the next level, National Executive Committee. Mokoya then the CE. UTAG was represented by 8 administrative assistants, myself, and then the UTAG. And by a National Executive Committee, the leaders of all the 15 public universities here in ICI, and you take so much say so Yankasano, you take a decision that. And the Yankasan so no na ya yese se ade yempo nyaman ko ya yebeko strike into if that's the case members able to into no yemforce enyoyo
but from the chronology of event our paintia prof it is clear say the decision for UTAG to vote whether to go on strike or not was intricately linked to organize labor decision to strike. And
no, it was not. That is why I keep referring
yes.
I keep referring you to the marching orders given by the local UTAG constituent unions as to so among vote, you know. The marching order, no, you have it. So
no, but
you can read
no. To be fair, Prof. The two letters.
Why it was not linked is because yes, and Tokwana say yen yedi and Tokwano ekodom ekoka say omumwa yenye enyo muna omuka so omu yenti. It was not a decision of their own. And yen yekodom yen ye take a decision and ye can say one way. To draw a certain line of demarcation.
No, unfortunately for me, Prof, the two statements I was sending amamini correspondences are not communicating the outcome of the vote. There is none a containing matching orders for them to communicating the outcome of the referendum. Respectfully, in this area, matching orders the end of honor forward there no mamia, then we can put it in perspective very well. In the future, forward the mamma very well, very well. Yeah, now I forward there no mamma. Good, very well. But Prof Bwedi, yemre at least utie explanation every Prof Jampo haba. We okay now?
Oh, no, okay. But because we are on collegial basis, we are colleagues. Me feel say it should be a fight to not be Professor Jampo na ye kosa di way. Na UTAG president no wa he.
UTAG president ben. Mo national president okay. I should think so. Someone too na there so na mo too no.
Na ye ntene nka o.
Sa.
Ntene nka.
Na statement na o mu issue ye.
Jampo de ono oye secretary also wo you.
Oye president wo Legon branch.
President branch. Tinosa no way.
Na some national issue statement in reaction to mo press na ene mo ye no.
Me the ntene nka. But when you make say UTAG no, I voluntary bonus.
Yes.
And I kasa. I jebo ochina national bakushia. We a silent majority. Yes, I say coalition. That's it.
Prof, that's Professor Isaac Boedi.
You keep saying silent majority. I didn't want to do this. You can't keep saying it's a silent majority. I think you may have seen the response. UTAG National at the Amma group, which, in my view, initially, even can respond. There's nothing like silent majority. If you have 57 members who have written an unsigned petition, 36 out of which are not even university lecturers.
No,
over 3,000 university professors who voted.
No, 3,000,
and you refer to 57 as silent majority. Please,
2 days though.
And we should not
give yourself 1 week.
And they vote to carry out the motion. And so it is normal. Say, if I say no beer and they vote to support the motion, we may have people who dissent. But if people who dissent, they are less than 57, and you want to describe them as silent majority, then what kind of mathematical calculation are we doing?
No.
Over 3,000 and you prefer silent majority. I don't understand.
Okay.
Yes, you have raised your concerns, and like I said, as you rightly said, and as I discussed with you this morning, it is not even healthy. And because the UTAG for a China more being Messiah, Temuna, or no empire and three. And on them, you're back near closer ranks. But the point is that we must not make some of these assertions that create an impression. UTAG is on an indefinite strike as we speak now. And more, but not until next decides. We are on indefinite strike. And we be a little bit again. I just say, Yankasa, you weigh what is going on, what the government said it will be doing. Said now, table motion to withdraw the LI that allow people to go and mine down and destroy our forests. Say, nipa ya junior, yet me LI say, Obia airborne the forest, but yet you see uncle say no. Yes, can the table motion. Nanka, you UTAG before Shia. We'll look at everything that has happened since we declared indefinite strike. Nyashe, say, and I'm on paper view or you decide.
Okay. But Prof, now my final question to you, because we are executive of UTAG, and they say, how reasonable was the decision to strike? At the detriment of students or more money? Why would you take such a decision?
Obi, I don't know how you want me to answer this question, but don't assume Makachiro, and I believe you were paying attention.
Yes.
Yan Soria near cost strike.
I know, yeah, one my in chronology.
If we sorted Yayan near my association, and Mama Yantia, you have a fatu. Your cast will be a university teacher near. You didn't call for a future name or Madisia, any additional Shawan Sa. Yan fine Chester be the Unubia Kensa. Until the answer of them said teacher needs or cost strike. Not in near what fun near my sofa first the money na quiet office. Macato was a busy enter and do 1 month to Kurano. Your new minister and Casacraka said, Minister, one Casabra Crano Betcher, and no Crampo one back.
So we've gone to we use strike only as our last
resort.
Yes, but yes, a doctor for eco strike and nipewu omuntu bi mfa nipa nkwa emma. Gita for eco striker nipewu academic calendar na disrupted na academic calendar ye yankasa na ye bo yetumi say no betumi asa ye ni.
Wow, that's interesting. Prof, my men na se ba Prof Boadi
Yeah, open your
aha, wa mama who say mono be 36 kwa monye university lecturers. Now who an issue with that. Fa no chat one em fa nkomoninsi.
Minya. Ebi am say minya no wan
Yes, ubeti meja ye ho akọ, yes, me da say.
The person can say
On the side, why?
Just 2 days. And he recorded this high number of sign on. After tomorrow,
Asempa FM.
Ekosiise the weekend, they are more. Say, you know, what? You don't need power, a best sign on to. You person will break your front. The medical can say, you take a no. You need also striking demonstration, calling journals here. We need to give solutions. That is our mandate as educationists. And yet, strike now say a cost. And yet, dear. Eti yadikaka, I get about job, Ochna, on the share. The empire bonus say, on the baba, Kabaka say, Yadibia to her. And I am another election. After the motion, but to say, Yanko back. Now Yanko to see a person strike. Yes, and not so much say, yet a Tony and Sape. You ever call an Ianco, and I didn't motion ever. A bunny behold.
Probably
they are waiting. Subscriptions, you know, a Kosovo. I can tell the number of people who have registered.
Probably me and us be any best number be komobio. Why? Professor Isaac Boadi, a associate professor at University of Professional Studies here in Accra. And I'm here near so aiding. When a member of UTAG actually. My main Simra studio Dr. Bano Ewaha. Ononya member of UTAG, but a university professor Ewa Gempa and Honorable Vondi. Honorable Vondi, the minim so chade Ewa University. I was out there one chair idea that. University and Honorable Vondi for more money, member of Parliament or Chief for Atimokwa constituency. God willing, he will still be on the ballot on the 7th of December. Now, opposition on the ballot. So, is the opposition here then? Number 3 on the ballot.
Number 3 on the ballot.
Oh, okay.
Because you hold Nipa 3 pen file here. And opposition say.
Moya number 8, no.
Number 8, no. The file here, no. I'm say, oh yeah, I don't call Nipa.
Oh, into another number 2. And order number 3.
Number 3.
In the other constituency level, the order say ho.
That's what it is. You don't see. But me, in fact, Sunday, yes, me launching me campaign officially.
And chair dodo.
There be. We are doing community engagement.
Okay.
And in fact, we've done almost everything, but we must now do the launch and now go public. Full hall. And Obi, the Amenhu Sunday, no. It was huge. It was absolutely huge.
Campaign launch, no?
And it actually beat our imaginations. To my minda wo mo ba nyina ase na minda chama hakima say your professor do Central Regional Chairman Dr. Otokuno.
Otokuno ba.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm so grateful to all of them.
Asempa FM.
Among some renewed hope be an
I mean, who say ensure toy anopano. In fact, throughout the day in ensure toy. But if you see the kind of people, the number of people, young men and women on the street of Chufuatimokwa, it was amazing. And I feel, sir, that hope of a better tomorrow is actually resonating with the people. And we cannot disappoint Ghanaians. we must come back to power and give
rescue Ghana,
reset Ghana, and move on the right direction. Into no Maminda will be biara ase. Obi, I don't know if I can deal with this matter.
Memo be dealing with this matter. But now, Doc and NUGS Asempa so can me interrupting the man in front of about and then you can also have your say. Yes, Doc Bano.
Me say yenyina yeti eye nkomodidi egusu and tesania wa say yetie de wona ya beto. Aside so moderate you. I'm talking about say we are better in real habit because wona ye lawyer. Meaning say honorable ye lawyer there. Me menye lawyer, but me so the lawyer because I know na ye kopa o hontoma freshly minted lawyer.
Freshly.
As you've been an abeta all these years, and I was a lawyer as I can obi. Ye hear the conversation and me say akaso and obi say ye de amanyo samo tonchen na ya interrogate eye issues na as academicians are obi. Me say mesre but obi me raho. On say obi sa papa no question bi
emudia hin nipa mi na me kasai Prof Jampo ana okay
ubi say a question he couldn't give you an answer
dia hin no
ubi say ti oma ko shia ha no no mo take that decision was it reasonable based on the fact say students ti fear or mo twen say professors ba be trauma de na students ne nya boni bia enkwaye say obi a wakatua ye ntua mawo enkwaye say book and research allowance ye ntua mawo na emom no see issue bia wo hwesa ba be to anamon a wo ne organized labor a ye the umbrella labor union and akoka montuma bom say mutu sa anamon no ama the umbrella union no etumi say oh abana ye baako mienu miensa enti yen hwe won kakra said your work no man tumi anya de a na ebia ye den yate atwea
but say umbrella union in take decision bi asa one and say bi ni another man and omo take that decision
you see enti na nam kasa I don't want to go into the see sometimes Professor Jampo kasa o kasa te say ne sebi in prayer say we are senior nsen no ne wo and me problem kakra me ne wo no on say Professor Boedi Bisasem bi obisa say eye UTAG president or he
national president
yes national president na making eye PRO or hefa ono ne kasama for Professor Jampo or ye PRO for UTAG Ghana
or ye UTAG president Legon branch
me bisa was specific question obi we lawyer
Ghana de no
me say Ghana UTAG ono ne ye kasama for my UTAG
me patcho
ono ne ye eye friends e be say UTAG no panyi a woda no wa Ghana ha na
dabe
enti eba ne sen se ba UTAG asama yem omma ho kwan so pani oda no ana se kasama fo be kasa na ni nyino no na jeta ne nias e ho na mente ase
e ba so no so ebia ya man no Monday so betima kasa
that Professor Jampo so ye member sorry Professor Boedi okwa UPS at said there ono Professor Jampo ese ono na ye UG oda o man no omo so wo bi we ne me amini hia papa no ono so ne da eye UG de friends the UPS de na but say ni pano enye pere na no nya ne pre to say the Professor Jampo ano ya no so I have a see say oh yes sir
how him say UTAG branches ni nyina ope primus inter pares as a Legon de no Legon de na ye ogboro
any other branches no mo ntwe omo ho na Legon form UTAG so obi say sa na ye Canada se sa na ye kan se sa no pese o kire dia and the other university branches obi me say me wo letter bi wa where you from University for Development Studies
UDS
almost say 18th omu bie school no na teacher for be good classroom a child and 2 year student bra ne besua de into UDS are they not part of UTAG and how many lecturers are part of UTAG see obi and na make us and na make about arrogance and one semano say as academicians no e was say yetumi ma arrogance efi ye kasem
Asempa FM
ye kasa ne ye wo say ye nko and na make entina ma make that statement and say obi or your professor ne your rank to send a Professor Boedi so de ne rank to make can have him professorship is not an academic degree
yes nobody has contested that
I'm making a point
okay
the highest form of academic degree that any individual can attain in academia is a PhD. And when you are speaking to your colleagues, sir, they equally hold the same degree as you are. You should be circumspect in your choice of words. Na ahoma so be breno emfa ye nkosi baabia. What take a decision? And as some obi, wo de yan fa ne say ye nipa ba akumpo And what take is say someone about taking me no more nyadwen and impanyfo monsan kwatena se na monto ato adwene ne yemfa ye tu ya obi but you spy them so how can you even you see the choice of words as academicians obi and very very important and crucial because you train school for ade now omo hweye we are role models to them. So
but any pan in university lecturer, how else should he say it? Unya university lecturer,
Let me ask a question, say. Ono kasano or say me checks away.
Yes.
But me no tea also afford for the documents amount. But ye who document who own kind of document be anchemia pen the checks what forward the amount say enipa 37 no ye tumi hu so ye fa universities organ omon chade obi amuda what tumi send this document now on send them out. So on what basis does he expect me, a professor like him, to take his word? Say because one was say no why into the all should be taken sacrosanct. How do I take that? Because you're academicians first too. It is you're not careful. Now you're my arrogance. Eba ye kasema. Now you who say whatever we say is a command beyond this one obi. We might be fooling ourselves. And when I make an professor body can say, on your careful the we are all kasano. Say office omo number senior bibia ye be hwe 1 week time so wo tina make say we should we a leader you see the bia ye expect ye leaders on oba Africa ha ye ka leadership e ye aban pen ye hwe no but ye forget to say yeah we are in various positions in ye leadership it is a ye two anamon e was say e ye ahobrasie ene kasade ene ye de kasa so wo Nessa okaso ya check a credit to say munya member and to be generalize a dear mathematics na wo ye na. Now also on what mathematics in over 10,000 membership, what me the 2,000 they take a decision. Is that proper mathematics?
So 2,000 about to abano.
Excellent. And out of these 2,000 there were over 600 who dissented.
Yes.
And a prof where the year was say members are out of the 600. In addition to the 600, there has been more members across more be in favor of the motion. Says and you can't just rubbish him like that and say, oh dear, oh canon should be taken sacrosanct when you have not actually backed your statement with any data. That is why I have a problem. That we should be extra careful. UDS is a part of UTAG. But UDS will be lectured in almost 18th of October. 18th of October, is it Thursday?
If you are
the Omo school. A year lecture, so we are part of UTAG and so Omo Kotradi or University of Development Studies. Any Omo various campuses are one other places in Yina. And the students in Brano Messuadi. And say a year true, say indeed, this is what UD has done. Then, what Professor Bodi says has a point. Sir, there are certain members who may have agreed with them initially. On that grounds, on that emotional, moving now, as at now, given the steps of your buying offer, any new more movement, every Omania then, against Sacra. Senyasa, here who say invested like UDS, at the letter say then, about wanting. And to me, the make catcher, a young colleague, a young Professor Jamponi say. Onya Botre is a leadership. He is there to serve human beings. He should understand.
But he makes the point, say, UTAG executives, and yet Omufiti Prekopano mu declare strike. They've been series of engagement, including baby Kromoto and Safra minister. Say Minister Brane be addressing Minister Nama. Strike was probably the only result left.
The membership views, a matter. Senko Minister Nama Nanka neck for Nanka. Why not Senko declaring the indefinite strike? Why do they have to come back to their members? Sasan on war Canada. And I said, no Professor Jampo, Sebio, or no name we are seeing Yansen. No, I declare where issue statement say, your cost strike. Why did they have to revert back to their various members in all the university campuses? Why didn't they only have their voting on University of Ghana pay to make a unilateral decision? If says the all canon, they say University of Ghana, yes, we understand, says the premier university. But if the other universities and institutions, our views doesn't matter, why did they go to all of them to solicit their views and votes? Why? You see, we shouldn't create an impression. You see, for the first time in the history of Ghana, this is the first time a fragile leadership of UTAG. UTAG leadership, me say, I say it is more partisan than the interests of UTAG itself. For the first time in the history of Ghana, this is the first time I'm be. Obi, what started say one who say UTAG against UTAG members on radio, on press releases, one who be down. Have you seen this media war before in your life?
My last time for honorable but Professor Jampo promised or the directive I call it on members of UTAG to vote. At the best end, I think this one is dated October 2nd, 2024. And it says, Chair of NIEC, all campuses BIECs, request for the conduct of voting by October 8th, 2024. Following the failure of the government to respond to UTAG's demand for an immediate nationwide ban on mining and prospecting for gold and other minerals in forest reserves, farms, and rivers by 30th September 2024. As per our 9th September 2024 press release, I am writing to formally request that the National Independent Election Committee oversee the voting process across all member campuses to decide whether or not the association should proceed on industrial action as per the Constitution. We kindly ask that the results be submitted by the scheduled date of October 8th, 2024. The motion for the vote is as follows. Motion. Should the NEC of UTAG declare an industrial action in support of the nationwide ban on mining and prospecting for gold and other minerals in forest reserves, farms, and rivers? That's the question. 1, yes. 2, no. The voting result will be compiled and ready for NEC to determine whether a strike or alternative actions will follow. We trust that the committee will ensure the voting process is conducted freely, fairly, and transparently across all campuses. Your prompt attention to organizing this important vote will be greatly appreciated. Counting on your usual support, yours sincerely, Elias Sumumuni, PhD, on the National Secretary, Edema UTAG. This is the directive to UTAG members across the campuses of Montuaba. And I think, to be fair to Prof. Jampo, nowhere did they reference organized labor intended strike action in this one. And yes, I think the fact support the point he made. And a UTAF once and they decide on Beko and I say I think it settles that particular debate unless there is any counter evidence a bit throwaway of board. But honorable, Mamintio on this whole region issue.
It's unfortunate. Say Professor Jampo ni Professor Bwedi Omo banter here across UCC Accra no. I think Sir Professor Bwedi would have done a lot of good to all of us. So Wamba and Kasampua would have been good. Because you see, first of all, it never promotes the profession in itself. Sir professors are your university almost shape the life of the people for tomorrow. To engage on these kind of things, our radio. So first of all, it's just not the appropriate thing to do, but it has happened. Professor Jampo should be given some attention and some seriousness. Okay, Professor Bwedi Babe can say, one can say discussion on the Professor Jampo have here, one can say one tiasi, but one can say your dear Professor Jampo chire mu year. So what's the meaning of that? It's clearly, there was some misunderstanding somewhere that somebody must clarify. Number 2, what are we fighting for? In any case, what are we fighting for? And what is the substance of the whole issue? The point is that illegal mining, illegal mining, Agodia, yeah, tuono. Yeah, young Fakwan, Papa Suntu, and nobody should get me wrong. Point I'm making is a main case, mammy and to a good year, and I've said this thing over and over and over. A good year, and chef for Mono. I can't be brave or what? You're fast to a good year. I was having a Zoom meeting with my partners in US as to how we can do so many things about this kind of thing. A good year now, a chef for Mono, a Ghana for the year betu. But a quanya, you're fast to no. Adia a yen shrine and coupon the amayeno. Dania ye musio, aye musio anisa amayen. A quan bed near Befasua. Dear aya ye musio amayeno. yɛbɛyie firi ɔna yɛn hyira ama yɛn yɛse nkurɔfoɔ atoɔ mu ahu agu nsuo mu kɔhwɛ river pra. You see, Misano had drunk from River Pra directly several times. And then in Shona say, now you see, Upa, Kankasa Obekebia, it is the responsibility of the government on power to ensure, say, resources are a year Ghana, no other individual have that power. The fact is that UTAG, University Teachers Association
of Ghana.
I say, I buy the Akosono, and Kualana Yachra, Wama, Diana, yes, Wama by Ochina, Dachi, Ochina, Yadachino. Insure Wamu Benumune say, Ghana Fuayawa, and Kuala, and Che Ube Wabo Franan in Sabagunio, then a near Frananaso. Look, and that diabetes, knee, sugar, knee, heart diseases near the end. Those days, and grow for 70 years and above, na HBA. And then it's all over. Ain't no, in Shomu, a good year to number 2. Forest now, yes, saying in a young guy. These are the issues from UTAG. And then organized labor, help us. Let's, declare a strike. Now, a buying who say, I dear Ekosono, and wash ombrem na idea. Look, I am telling you before heaven and earth. Saban way back kase wabe ma 1 year galam say ajaya ubetimi easily. Look, and I will shock you with a story after this studio. I don't want to put it on air. And intino will be some among them. And the army yani say you're talking about professors, doctors. Womo marking kind book and who are dear couldn't hold together on the things they want to do. And then Adani fancy maybe and strike. A fancy and strike. A fancy will be at trouble contest here. And so forth and so on. In any case, should this common sense result into who have academic qualifications or not? No. And Ukra Wahoni say, Ghana is say. Ghana kwaye asay galamsey and asay no abaimu penny for bebre to galamsey again because I'm a very fair and a nice person. Me nkasa abaimu penny for pe and to galamsey Ghana for bebre no but you see the entire yabo abayin kwa din yabo abayin kwa din no eye na sadie say wo memi ejai ekudie bodam for na sabi yet to onu tu. Unfortunately, no. Aban mu mpanifo kasa any woman ne ye any anamontuo no emmoa say ye betimi agai ade a ekoso no. Look, I think say sanka ya ade a UTAG for omutumi nya unity among themselves ananka organized labor ka ho ane etunteso kokko kire aban a twin strike. So we be the nejuma you out to form a buying sorry na ye bribi and a kia ni ye. I am telling you, we will get some results. Unfortunately, no. Everybody and who should the Ekosiisen in Anua? Clearly, Obia did ya mean what idea we mu. I'm telling you before I even a net. Look, the Ekosiisen no will be botoma ye ho and obi so the I am ma to. That's what is happening. And I am shocked. You see, it brings to mind, say, when is Ghana going to work? Da ben na Ghana be ye juma. Say, enka, suku fon kwala na nka de we yasi wo muntemu a. Ubaka so omo yankola. Ebia wo de bibi kakra da wo mo a. No ma jai. Sanke yemfa ne say 1 year ni sika sabio. Sabin preduasa. Wo mo eni bie. Ananka samye ase ene obi akwaji bibi kakra free amanyosam fo ho enti na ade na ompeso omoye no wo mo anya yenuanum ebia boja fo ne ade. We're talking about university lecturers who should be able to reason, to put the principles of accountability above everything, including money. Sika drete. Look, there is nothing ever to say rather than to say ebi mo koji sika And a beam also the comedy one. And I said, if you won't go to what we're saying, you won't get some of the money. Look, anything I'm idea, but other than that, no. Why should this happen? Why? Look,
sir, the seeming divided front now.
I am telling you that the seeming divided front is influenced by strong hands, and not only strong hands, and influential hands with great money. That is what is disturbing them, and I'm shocked.
No, but you are talking
you know
about
why?
academics. I mean, you don't want to.
You don't want talking about that. But Master Diana, okay, we are professor.
These are academics. These are professors. You
don't
want to say they will be moved by monetary consideration.
Let me congratulate you for being a lawyer. In fact, I will add you to Digital McClough to be prosecuting
my senior.
Solid guy. Prosecuting my matters for
you have some matters with him.
No, not I have matters with him.
Your personal lawyer.
He's my personal lawyer.
Then fine. Then fine.
Yes. So listen.
Then fine.
But you see the kind of brain you are demonstrating here, the kind of intelligence you are demonstrating here. You don't need to be a professor to know what is white is white, what is black is black. Oh. Do you understand? Yes. I only have a postgraduate education, master's degree, and so forth and so on. I'm not pursuing my PhD. But it doesn't mean I'm dumb.
So we'll list academic credentials, literally. That's what you're doing.
Do you understand my point? I am saying to you that fact that you are a professor, a fact that you are not a professor, should not take your sense of reasoning away. Okay? And these are serious people. Which I say, they are serious people. You are talking about professors, university lecturers, UTAG, and you are talking about organized labor. These are the brains.
But one critical question was because you are coming from Parliament, and was there a bill laid for the revocation of the law that allows for mining in forests?
Let me be sincere with you. Me, Von D, Honorable David Von D. I have not read it.
That's not the answer.
So the answer is that
my question
I have not seen anything like that. But in Parliament, you see, procedure. Parliament is still running.
Sure.
Sure. And there are addendums that come.
Yes.
As we proceed.
Yes.
But I have not seen anything like that. But it doesn't mean there can't be an addendum.
Okay.
We would have, been laid for consideration. And you see, we should be very careful in dealing with those matters. Sawuka say, generally, bandit mining
in forest reserve.
What kind of mining are we
talking about? Okay.
Because there are so many type of mining. And kolansu negu omunye juman and now for your forest in soon say akwa santrofia no ma wafa musuo uja
sade na waja
inti ususo mu yie inti what kind of mining are we binding in
forest reserves
for river bodies it doesn't matter the kind of mining
no
a criminal matter and must be dealt with like that. You see, sometimes Joe White says something and I don't want to go there. But he says
to kill proposal
and I don't want to go there.
Okay.
Whether to say it is right or not. But I'm saying that it's a criminal matter to mine in river bodies. Water and Ziomo. Now the idea question nipa is wrong. Na yambrano abontia enyensium. Okay. Si yaka se yam binding mining type of mining e wo ho no. The only na say asase. The only na say asase. So ukosha forest mu na won se abobe bi apue. Abo no gold wom and say wabo cage na wo hyem a wo tukọ na wo blast na wo yi abo no wo nkotutu forest bi engu from ho saa o what you say
but when him say the law as it pertains now Emma quine for only large scale mining in forest reserves.
Okay.
Small scale mining.
Okay.
No forest reserve.
Okay,
mining.
so
it is a large scale. But and also organized labor say even the law that allows for large scale mining in forest reserves should be revoked. Into no way no more bremo parliament.
As some make a on this. Sir, if there's already a law
yes
that bans
Small scale mining.
Small scale mining.
In forest reserves.
In forest reserves.
Yes.
Then let them force it.
But what did that mean?
Me say,
yes.
And Mrao say,
yes.
Phone way, Mammy and free her, fan free her, and could see her.
Yeah.
And Mrao Hodada.
Yes.
And then Crawford Batam phone, and free her could see her. Do you need a new law?
Okay. The Omua a proposing new law and argument say. When you say large scale mining, it makes me a coso in forest reserves.
You see?
Maybe. Apart from the multinational large scale mines, some of who mine in forest reserves already into Ufa, Newmont, there. Some of their concession reserves.
Yes.
But now every Ghanaian on also bet me go through process. A register large scale mining company can then enter a forest reserves. If you have 2,000 of those large scale mining companies, then our forest will be gone.
The point is that the large scale mining,
yes,
enya alluvial mining, enya surface mining,
sure,
hard rock,
yes.
In as much as Rebecca said, ebia nkrenyina forest size of it, ebia 10,000 hectares and so forth and so on. Yeah, the ama large scale so mining.
Asempa FM.
Or satia baby kakre bio, no where the adena ko form. No one nanti assassin se amainia what do I say fatakwa for example for obuase for example e krona nkasa muano to kro did ase nyina what do I say but you see that kind of mining no want to make us say dia asase no any
surface
hold on a contact mining type no we be clear assassin surface ni na ebubu nnua forest wa ho nyina no wa gather gravel na wo assassin ni no no wa horo na efi no edi america ko wura nsuom eno na essay assassin no in is how be ka say yamba money in the forest reserves you must be careful because it is not all the type of mining
in forest reserves
and the same forest because exactly as we speak now no forest bebre wo wa aye mining wo mu a uduru okran ho see mining wo mu because so do a champion for example wasa mines wo mu dig go down
yes
no man anti forest na say
yes
won't impose say
so
you see the law must be properly done so that there will be no ambiguity
in the
there
law.
Must be clarity in the law so that the people can obey. So uchechiri no home. So forest mu ye man no obi ko ho na boba bi no odidi aboba no or blastinya bibi kakra befie. But can't we protect such people to do responsible mining?
There is a presumption say the lawmaker is knowledgeable. We expect we expect Seba Parliament because that presumption works in favor of Parliament.
Yes,
munye a very good law on this ban on mining in forest reserves.
So we are expecting that you see the business owner, government, will bring it to Parliament.
Sure.
I will interrogate it. In fact, thankfully, I'm now a member of the Lands and Natural Resource Committee.
Hey.
So we'll interrogate it. Because you see, when we hear home, we bet you that this will be at to why want to mean swa. And no pono, saying my point is this. Answer na another danko for that kind of 1.5 months. Or be free abema legally 1.5 months or be kono. And ko beti miama 1 year mine won nsuom no.
Yes.
Hish and ko onji ni din wo hompo keke.
Na say soldier for na start dey unhu.
And na me ka tell say me no ba kasa we chire.
Okay.
What is happening in this country? What is happening in this country? Ghana, look, we need to be extremely careful. And I'll give you a typical example. Choosing our security officials, security service, military, the police, the what have you, would do with merit. We would do with merit. We
go and fight.
People, there be one more recruit.
I form into the service.
We would only do it strictly on merit.
But we do it on merit.
May God have mercy. May God have mercy. Obi.
We don't do it on merit.
Who's the party boys? Let me not go there. Look,
we are told say MPs na yamamo slot.
Akufa do man for 30 and say yeah press conference one day. Ba kukro mama yen. Amo bom subo me constituency.
Say untimi fan go for cram.
To me fan crofo.
And that's no, it will not be on merit. Would it be on merit? Say that's what mama was slaughter. Would that have been on
we
merit?
We have election ahead of us. Stop that.
Honorable David Von D.
Anything no. Mesre, UTAG.
Yes.
You are bigger than what you guys are doing. You see, we look up to some of you. So, Koskua, and your professor, blah, blah, blah. Kofi Wayo, Professor Media, Kwasasam Kwana Media.
I know when you're now radio. So,
Kofi Wayo, enemy, you know, Professor Media, comedy, Mibika, Krana, Mipedi, and all that. Look, what you guys are doing, you are disgracing the profession. Go back, sit down. If you are declaring strike, go ahead. And I support organized labor and UTAG. Oh, you see, let's help the hard way.
The argument has been made, say this problem and just strike action here they solve.
Who were solution in one farm that day obi. Solution here this solve sad way. Who will be now farm that day? I am saying to you that I believe government can solve this problem. If government is not solving the problem, and Crawford, a person do majuma to hono, added to her to put pressure on government to solve the problem.
Okay.
And you think, look, as doctors, someone got strike. People who are even holding the life of individual human beings, they go on strike.
Somebody says to ask you, say, when would the NDC as a party embark on a demonstration against illegal mining so that some of them will join you?
Well, that's a fantastic one. We're looking at leadership. Once they
will go ahead.
We will go. But me sitting here, I'm sure you know I am not chairman. I am not the general secretary. I cannot declare.
Is it something you would want to push for?
Or if they do, listen. You see, I hope that people will listen to whatever I say. They are making me pay bonus send the pabeti. Me say ye to a good year. But me tiasi to a good year can bonus so.
Okay.
Because you see, at the end of that form hone ye sika. I before my friend sika. Ain't no uko tua ya de papa bats. Akwanya ye fasu tuo no. And di no me momu abrayen. Since anya enya hompo e. Anya enya hopreko after all. Brani antu gala isi China for ibe chere ye said ye yensa yensu yi. E bra ye enya no. Sane e gudo ye kria na edidi me wa. Aintin sadia si yemfa kwan papa so ntu a.
Yema enhye ho.
Anya ma ne hye momu e.
Okay.
Kwa hwe pra hwe nsuo de aye ene. Look, to get water to drink, call villages be a mitutu borehole near the Mawom. Menuya, I told the Bino Kunsha Nipenumua. But let me confess to you, look, I went somewhere in my constituency. I know much I'm sure Munum. To almost be my Miss Audra Bosunum. You see, just to demonstrate, you know, me, me didn't shake no. You see, so that is what we are talking about. It's serious. Ayasama Edio, Obi.
Never said by force.
Yes, you have to. Intimidina suko, yeah, a whole pipe for them. A borehole near there. At least, Namia do manya NGOs be, you have to do all over the place. But it's still, and the problem is that they are a buying baby. I took Galam say Mpono, Utunsiono.
Yes.
There is an effect from the Galamsey thing activity.
Even in the borehole.
In the borehole.
So a CP.
Assassin.
I get you. I mean,
because baby, a friend of Muka. And Crofia to two amna don't go baby. Woman simple. Ama and Chaya twins. Oh. That's it. You see, what we are saying is that me nkasa good year na from no man ko too. Tuna kwa papa so nti wututu wie na ukata asompo e
na nka ye den
na ye den.
The point is that
we need to mine, but it must be responsible mining. But Agbanwe ebetimi ameye jai irresponsible one when his own people stops.
We say Obi, good evening. The best way to reduce the damage being caused by surface and alluvial mining is to reduce the number of people mining. The attempt at making mining deposits more accessible to more people is an idea or policy ill-conceived. It gets to a point when the state has to be bold to create the environment or policies that would protect the citizens. Many countries elsewhere have as much gold as Ghana, if not more. But they are not allowing such free-for-all El Dorado gold rush that is going on in Ghana. As for shoot to kill suggestion, it's a no-no. Congratulations to you, Lawyer Obi. Good evening from Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa, Mansa Musa, Yedase, Papa. Obi, Dr. Frank Bano is exhibiting hypocrisy and mischief of the highest level. Did I hear him talking about arrogance relating to Prof. Jampo? Obi, in my opinion, he's the one rather exhibiting arrogance based on his submissions. Please tell him not to live in a glass house and throw contradictory stones. Wow. I would also urge him to choose his words when talking about national issues. Frank Bano is doing a damage control to make his failed government look good. Well, Dr. Bano now retreats his attack after hearing the letter you just read to us all. Ghana is retrogressing under these government spokespersons. Thank you. Paul De Suso, Worcester in Massachusetts. Obi, we will test the mandate of UTAG to call for such a strike in court in the coming days. Let's wait and see. And this is a lecture on Takrade Technical University and Odiwe Abba. Obi, Prof. Jampo should come out with responses to the following. 1. What was the branch voting meant for? 2. Was the voting in support of TUC strike? 3. Did TUC embark on the strike? 4. If no, why didn't they go back with a different motion? If what Prof. Jampo is saying is anything to go by, he should compare UTAG membership to the total number of organized labor. What Prof says in Chi is different from a statement in support. We free ima simply the dino I can't message in ima yadase papa. Lot and lot of your messages, but unfortunately non sona abanesa in there was some wrapping up coming up here. Sorry, Obi, you can't fight Galamsey while turning a blind eye to oh Charlie. Somewhere Brian Boy, you will be power. Anyways, medase. Oh, Jesus Christ. Obi, the president has thrown a challenge to the former President Mahama to state his stance on Galamsey. We are waiting patiently for the response. Nana Amponsa Bediako and Onudu. And apparently, Nana Danko Akofado through challenge to John Dramani Mahama say on also stance on Galamsey a day on fa entry. Dog Bano. Finally, yenye sima bako ni ensorenko.
Obi me that say. Let me say sometimes say betrani e kasa obi de wetifu so motia se me say ye metna ha enkasa say bio we are speaking in favor of government. To say na what kind say nipa na send a text message ni ba say no tia. Me so me a lecturer. I teach at the university. Intimating the responsibilities of being a lecturer and a professor. And I'm not going to happen to be maturity outside the country. I've taught at Monash University. I've taught at University of Johannesburg. They should also take cognizance of this record that I'm coming on the table with. And I mean, making the statement to say, academia is a source of knowledge for every government, not just the MPP government. For any government, whether NDC, PPP, Movement for Change or whatever. The first point se odibu maino the academia. And the academia should rather prefer solutions. As some no. The academia no a sacred institution. It was said solutions and nyoma ede kan ko eba and academic institution and you say ye chere school for adie keke obi. That is what I want people to understand. And they say your issue of Galamsey enye enne ebe sha say obi. And I know my feedback na me the history of Galamsey obi. it goes beyond pre-colonial days. So. And sana Portuguese for no cry, ebe bahanomono, na eye, yenananom no ye gather and sale no. Yes, Samia Cotono, later, ebe ye corrupted by galamsey no obi. And it a way as summer, ada ye ni mache. And this a ye pese ye nya solutions, and neoma ye bet to be the si and won kwanya obi. Aye nyina be dia to se ababe ye national issue wa obi. The academia should rather lead the conversation in proffering solutions. Say abaye adia baako miensa ena edum ena ye ne mu die mu ne ye hwehwemu ye no ye firi se odi gu akwema ebema sa long standing problem ya ababe national security problem eto betumi den etwa na se aban na ni sansam no so dia na watumi mpo de agina so kasa aban yanka se ye de anim die ne ye hwehweye mu no ye de eye solutions begu ho sefa ye adwuma na galamsey no bezi enam nsa wanfa nya adwuma ne nti ene ye te so ntesiden kokko na wotie nsem ya akoso nyina academia meme ya part no ye front no and here I'm referring to UTAG. Menya member of UTAG, yes, the person said it's right because University of Michigan and enjoy UTAG. But I expect that by now no and can say UTAG to me the roadmap any solutions e was aban to me this wokra ebeto abonten na ka aban na ni so a what me ka say between to sikoko na nya say wo na ye hwe say wo ye source of knowledge. Okay, obi in research they say academia sits at the frontier of knowledge. And between aban ni academia no say ye can your solutions and ka academia na aban no I implement our solutions no. And it's a why what to the forefront or the frontier of knowledge, you know. On to me for him to ponoso. Name most me cost strike some me shower say would the solutions baba. Now one for meant to me talk what obi. Sebasa the next sebi academia and obi. And I'll repeat my words again because I have taught elsewhere. And I know the record there. Nessa academia no problem kakra e was academia no obi.
Obi.
But for more so amonte and you recall say there was this accident in East Legon. There were media reports say a 16-year-old son of Prophet Elisha Salifu Amwakun and Nana Ochisaka na cause accident no. The Ghana Police Service issue statement enne. Now the statement says please update one on fatal East Legon accident. Parent of suspect driver arrested. In a statement, Eka said the Ghana Police Service has today, 15th October 2024, arrested suspect Bishop Elisha Salifu Amwakon and Muha Amwako, parent of the suspect driver involved in the fatal accident that claimed 2 lives at East Legon on Saturday, 12th October 2024. Investigations have so far established that on 12th October 2024, suspect driver El Rad Salifu Amwakon, aged 16, driving a Jaguar SUV vehicle with registration number with one other occupant, rammed into a 4x4 Acura vehicle, also with registration number, which is here, driven by Joseph Aka with 4 other occupants at Mensawood Street at East Legon. Both cars caught fire and burned beyond recognition. The investigation further indicates that 3 of the 5 victims in the Acura vehicle during the accident were rescued, and the other 2 identified as Justine Agbenu and Mame Jomo, both 12 years of age, lost their lives. 2 of the rescued victims who sustained minor injuries were treated and discharged, while the 3rd is still on admission receiving medical attention. The suspect driver with the other occupant in the Jaguar vehicle were also rescued and are currently on admission at the hospital. The parent of the 16-year-old suspect driver, Bishop Elisha Salifu Amwakon and Muha Amwakon, are currently in custody, assisting the investigation. Meanwhile, a team from the Police Management Board, led by the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Akufo-Dampare, today, 15th October, visited the bereaved family to commiserate with them and also visited the injured at the hospital. The police would like to assure the public of a thorough investigation into the accident to bring closure to the affected family as we continue to remember them in our prayers in this difficult time. Grace Ansa Akofina in Sasha Ase, or Assistant Commissioner of Police, Director, Public Affairs. Inti Archbishop-elect Elisha Salifo Amuakon, onene yere Muha Amuakon, police for Achewon. Se Osei. Yes.
One more person, one more gold and Juma. Muntiemi. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Membu Omuno. Your best set up gold board. Near training said ya be ye gold de Juma ye. And say insure yenum.
Okay.
Na and say forester ye wo. Na nintino yan kasama me and 2 gold. Na ansu John Mahama Breso. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ya be ye ni ye na mebunu atu gold na nye sikano. Na emom ensure mu gold tuo. Ani si ya bubu ka ya nu bebre egu otisa kontama ani de no. Eno de ye be kire kwan ya be ya. Yen say yensuo ni yen say eyi. Number 2. Me pesa Ghana fo nyina ni mu sesese no yare adokro nipa. Ebi ti say diabetes, ebi ti say kuma yare, ebi ti say sickle cell ni de keka ho nyina no. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ye frɛ no the Mahama Care. Uko abrochira ye wo Obama Care. The Mahama Care eba. And no we yare sa yare ni bia. We be hospital free. Yenyo he. Woma da dialysis. Woma da dialysis. Menuanom. Ningina no. Ye be hwe wo mu free.
Health insurance
na 24-hour economy na eba no. Ejuma ba ko nipa miensa beye. Na Ghana be fa ne ntima pra afre bio. Akufado ni ba omia. Dollar ni di America dodo. Dollar no. Di America dodo.
Honorable David Vondi and I'm not in Kano. Yeah, did you ready in Abesia? Yame had do more watchna. You best say out to us. And ma